Does life get any better than this?
Why do you think the Bible talks so much about not storing your treasures down here, but storing your treasures in heaven? Why do you think Jesus explained why you should put your faith and your treasure stored up into heaven rather than your faith and trust stored into what you can create down here? I want to talk about it in this video. So let's get into it. Matthew 6:19 and 20. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moths and vermin destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up yourselves treasures in heaven where moths and vermin do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. It's plain and clear. You can't take what we accumulate down here wherever we go next. What we accumulate here is either going to be passed on to loved ones, is going to be left to rot and mold and left for destruction, or that's really the only way that it is passed on or destroyed. So what does that really mean? It means let's not waste our time trying to accumulate so much wealth, because honestly, we can't take it with us. Now, we all have to live a life, we have to make money, and there's things that we want, of course, but what's the purpose of stacking so much wealth and being driven by one thing, which is just consumption, when you can't take it with you for eternity? So let's focus on what eternity offers us, right? What does God say? What does God want us to do with our time here? And it's not to be focusing on materialistic things and objects, because you can't take it with you. But if you are able to go to heaven with him, you are able to live in luxury. You are able to have the things that ironically you would want down here, but up there for eternity, right? Okay, so let's look at this. It's only one of two ways to think about this. The things of the world, right? You want those designer handbags, designer clothes. It's going to end up looking just like that on the right. It's going to be destroyed. It can be burned. Moths can eat and destroy. Doesn't really matter. We know that we buy clothes every other year, or every year we like to go shopping. But this is how it's all going to end up right there on the right. That house that you dream of, that mansion, one day at the end of time, it's going to look like this, or it's going to look like this without, if it's not upkept. So what does it really matter if all that really matters is putting your head somewhere safe? Laying your head in a warm bed. It could be in an apartment, it could be in a mansion, right? It doesn't matter. That's the point. So all of that driving, for success, to have that mansion it's gonna look like this at the end of the day. At some point it will look like this. Let's look at our beauty, right? We're beautiful when we're young and we're vibrant. And one day we grow into our wisdom, we grow to the gray hairs, we become old, and it's not important to think about beauty. It's about what's inside, right? We all know that. Let's think about that fancy car that we want, that car that just makes us want to strive for. One day it's gonna look like this on the right. It's gonna be destroyed. It's going to be flat tires. It's gonna be rusty. It's gonna be undrivable. That's just kind of how things work in this world. We're not able to keep what we accumulate. It's gonna be passed on or destroyed. But at some point, it will always be destroyed. Let's not put our minds on the things that will be left here and be destroyed. The second option, obviously, the correct option, is the things of heaven. This is what eternity offers us. This is what God says is for us. What matters is what can we take with us, or not what can we take with us, but what is the treasures of heaven? What is in store for us? I mean, looking at these photos, doesn't it make you think like, man, look at that view? It's a heavenly view. What matters is what we earn down here, we receive in heaven with him. And it's none of these things, because none of these things matter. But these things, spending time with God, serving Christ, and being able to live in peace, that's what is offered in the next life. So let's focus on that. And instead of things that can be taken or stolen, can be hijacked, that, growing old, and when you focus on beauty, when really what matters is what's on the inside. Simply put, we can't store up enough of anything in this life to justify where we'll be in eternity. It's either you stack your treasures up in heaven or you stack your treasures down here and you're separated from God in the next life. I think eternity outweighs 100 years in this world of the best life. So, that being said, if you liked what you have heard, subscribe to this channel. My name is Bruce Richards II. I have more in store. Peace.